Hi Mark, I would like to do a quick run through of my model and my design. As in my urban analysis, I have indicated the site is a high-rise and in the busy city context, which is a modern space, but also inside the park, which is relaxed, and the low building nearby, which indicate the laid-back and relaxed space. What I'm trying to achieve is the grandness of the modern building, but also a relaxed space inside the modern city. Therefore, the tree actually gives me a pretty good inspiration. The tree shows the grandness, but also it's a bit softened feeling, which makes you feel secure and warm. In the building envelope, as you can see, for the back facade, it's actually getting the inspirations from a tavern nearby, which got the roof overhang to show people this is the active street frontage for a street shop, and also the signs which go in the envelope in a vertical way to tell people what exactly the place is. So therefore, the building actually getting the signs here to showing this is the museum. People can drop nearby. And for the most of the languages we have been using, I getting the inspirations from the modern building at the back, with using all the curtain wall, glazing, steel, metal, and dark gray as the main color to show the modern building context. This kind of languages has been introduced to my front facade, where it actually attracts people as well. For the urban envelope, the layerings, as you can see, it's just pretty much like it's not only for the one building. As you can see, the building feels like a stepping from riversides, getting a bit higher and higher. So as a big urban context, that's kind of language is being introduced to my building envelope as well. As you can see, it's getting a bit turning angle to break the bulk volume, and also building is getting a bit recessed back and getting higher, recessed back, getting higher, and even up to the roof level is more than one layer. The layer of the skylights, the layer of the central equipment, and also the plant room at the back. So this is more like getting a stepping up, which is fitting the urban context. And those turning angles, as you can see, not only like getting a bit recessed back, but if you can see the building nearby, they're getting a bit recessed back, getting a bit back, and also those turning angle, like the sharp edges, like the box filling. In between the box filling, I'm also using some kind of like a sloped or bit angled facade. This imitates from the roof, actually the pitched roof filling from the building envelope for the lower rised buildings. Once it comes to the urban planning, as I indicate in the set analysis, most people will come from the ferries, car parking, park and ride, and also all those major buses. So this is a pretty busy road and busy river. People are gathering at this point. They take a walkway with a park experience, and suddenly they get a hideout like a Glade Tavern Museum. This is the name I use for this museum. And also, if you are a visitor, you can enter most from the front side. But if you are a VIP guest, or doing the back of house or those services, you only want to go for the stuff and you don't want to go through all the way into the museum, then you can park your car here. This is actually reception office, which is welcoming with all the facades like the roof overhang, which getting from the taverns to tell people this is the reception, where you can get a bit guidance, and you can also getting all your services done at this point. And the roof turning angles is tell you there's a more things interesting when you go all the way down, as the river itself is a bit attractive. So you definitely need to explore what's more inside the museum. And if you park your car here, they got both access from the back of house access, or if you want to go for using the meeting room for those VIPs, I just want to use the meeting room, then you can enter from this reception desk to walk it through and just get into the meeting room straight away, without walking all the way to the museum front facade. Once you enter the building, you will come to the architectural design floor plan. You will get a security check at the reception point, which keep the museum safe and secured. And once you enter the reception point, you can enjoy the free visiting of the museum, which you can go through the open display like a rope along the side of the building. I'll show you in 3D form, which actually get a bit better understanding. So the door enters up from here. You can either walk all the way for those 3 display rooms, or if you enjoy the first one, if you wish to take a rest, you can withdraw at any time. This also applies to the other space as well. So all these loose sittings will be setting up along this foyer. And then after 3 rooms of visiting, you are a bit tired. You can either go through the upper floor for the dining areas to get a bit dining experience, and then enjoy the view at the same time. I'll come to the second level later. So otherwise, if you want to visit the closed theater, there's plenty of space. People can queuing around here, but while you are waiting at the same time, it's a bit boring. Then you can visit shop to do some good shoppings, or there's another open display area at the back. So all those circulations will be freely without the interventions from the service from the back of house. And if you want to go higher level, need ease of access, you can go through the lift lobby and going up. The design also cover the entry for the toilets from the reception, which will not show the unwanted views. And on the upper level, as you can see, you can either having a bit looking down to see the grandness of the space, which is a 2-level high lobby space, or you can play with the activities, and this is a sandbox of the design which will change during the period of time. Once you get to the sitting area, you can enjoy the meal or waiting for the theater to start, and you can get the best view of the building, of the scenes. As I indicate in the site analysis, this angle will give you the best view of the city, which I should suppose to a render view from people standing in the window and looking out. And while you are waiting at the back, this waiting area is the upper entry for the theater, but also this waiting area is shared with the meeting room. So if you want to book a function using this meeting room, you can wait here. And they also get a fixed seating with the dark brown fabric, which is pretty comfortable with the back seating as well. All those circulations are more than 1.5 meters, so which allows the wheelchair access. And this office, which not only serves to the front but also to the back, like getting a bit info for the movies or for the closed display. For the circulation, as you can see, those staff circulation are centered and at the back of the building, which will not clash with the visitors. And those staff can enter into the visitors area at any time with all different access. And this openings are also used for the fire evacuation service as well, which were less than 25 meters for each corridor, so people getting secured if the building is on fire. And also the field projection room is at the upper level, and also the plant room nearby, and those service people can get in the hidden door, get into the roof to get a bit service. And also there's possibly a ladders to climb up to the roof level. If you go down to the ground floor, as you can see, all the back of house service is also at the back as well, which with the name back of house back. And 3 of the editing, all those video rooms and all those back of service are under the theater, which is also underground, best utilizing the space. And the theater is stepping up, which is actually following the terrain as well. This circulation path actually connecting from the archive storage to all the way to the rehearsal room, which can get into the theater, getting the display, which if the museum staff want to move something away, it doesn't need to cross all the way to the foyer, which has intervention with the visiting circulation. And if people want to enter the back or into the storage room, they actually can enter those hidden doors, which using the same finishes with the materials for the traffic core. And this fire evacuation allows people to quickly exit the building straight away. The delivery trucks will getting the things upstairs, and they can turn around, either using the space at the back or using the lifts to do some heavy stuff. Once you get to the roof, the skylights allow the light penetration to the upper dining space and also the ground foyers. As I use the limited space for the open display area, because most of the exhibits might be afraid of lights. Although the theater get a bit skylight here, but which you can use the electronic controls to close it down once it's like into the cinema mode. But this will definitely getting some allows the daylight performance as well. For the materials, I'm using the natural light color oak timber texture, which is a warm color, which getting the inspiration from tree, and then it getting a slightly a bit more cold color, which is a white yellow marble. It's a transition color, so once it get into that color, then it will be getting a better transition into the white marble, as you can see, which reminds you this is a city, this is a modern place, and this is a grand high quality space. And the usage of the light gray shining metal, those steel is actually, if you remember what I mentioned before for the curtain wall system, the mullions for the modern building, it actually using the light gray. But from turning from the light oak to the light timber to cold gray, it needs a transition. All these colors is doing pretty good transition while fitting the building in the urban context and park context at the same time, which can be indicated from my view for the photo montage. As you can see, the building didn't look awkward for this space, and also under the urban context, it's pretty much like one of the building, so it achieves the grandness, urban context, modern building, and a place for hideout, retreat, relax, leisure at the same time.